By now, you've identified your business challenge, your ideal solution, and then broken it down into smaller projects and plotted them along your transformation roadmap. And you've built a competitive data strategy. Whew, well done. The last stage here is to build a compelling business case for your project. You need to package it in a way that will provide your leadership all the necessary elements to make an informed decision and then invest those necessary resources. You may also want to make sure that your business case is specific enough for you to then hand it off to the technical team, which will lead its implementation. Refer to your student workbook for a business case template. You can use it to fill in the details about your project. The first thing you need is a brief description that explains the purpose of your project. You can frame this using 3 questions. Which business problem are you trying to solve? Who's the customer of the solution you're trying to build? And if they're different, who's the end user? How is this challenge approached at the moment? And what is the business process we are set out to transform? Going back to our retail example once again, the business problem we're trying to solve is how to redefine our customer experience to significantly improve their self-image every time they interact with us. We also provide deep and personalized interaction with our products at an unprecedented scale. Now, the customers of our solution are the clients of our company, but the end users could actually be different. Say if they subscribe to a style capsule for their significant other or their children, for instance. The interaction process was previously done in fitting rooms, and we have decided to radically transform the fitting room experience by bringing it into the home of the users. Now, list and describe the ideal outcomes and/or opportunities related to this use case. They might be business, strategic, or technical outcomes. What do you want to achieve in terms of deliverables? A tip here, don't limit yourself just to metrics. Consider those larger objectives. In the style capsule example, the datasets captured could also be combined to give greater insight into customer preferences and guide them to better recommendations when they browse our online applications. This could also be used to tailor in-store layouts for certain audiences and improve the overall experiences of our customers from one sales channel to the other. Understanding how they react in high or low temperatures and adapt their style behaviors could trigger insightful promotions during seasonal changes. Discovering changes in the way they interact with our products could indicate that they're less interested in a collection and evolving from one customer segment to another. The possibilities are very broad now that we've created an efficient data platform. Once you describe the ideal outcome, you need to detail how you'll measure the benefits it'll have for your business. What are your success metrics? As an example, what's the estimated cost of the program, the turnover you expect to generate, and the ROI, or return on investment? What other elements will you use to evaluate your success, such as productivity increases, operational efficiencies, faster rotation or turnover of your assets, and so on? It's unlikely your project will go ahead without facing any challenges. In fact, I guarantee you it won't. You should prepare for this at the very beginning of your project. List and describe the top constraints you anticipate, whether they're technical, business, legal, or anything else. Think of the adoption curve for a new application, or the use of personally identifiable information, also called PII, that has to be anonymized to meet regulation requirements. Finally, you need to think about what happens when your solution's implemented. How will it impact the current business process? How can you make sure that it'll be actionable? What platform will it be implemented on? Is it in store? On the web? Or even a mobile application? It can be really useful at this point to take a step back and check for any flaws in your business case. First, be the critic. What arguments can you think of that can be used to sink this project? Then, be the advocate. Figure out ways to address those issues and prove your critic wrong. This approach can be even more effective if you get a few colleagues or friends to help. As it's not their idea, they're more likely to see potential pitfalls. However you do it, this will help refine your business case and the way you might pitch it in the future. And that brings me to a final point, the pitch. You want to be comfortable talking about your transformation project as you make your point clearly as possible, even if you have only a little time to do so. Up next, I'll offer you some tips to create a presentation slide or a project card to summarize key points about your proposed solution.